This appears to be the remains of a kudu. It must have been killed and the carcass placed opposite a luxurious camping spot where one tent was erected for a well-paying couple. They were pampered by 2 to 3 staff who must have intended to put up a show for them for the evening and night. Surely hyenas must have visited this place. What was left was welcomed by Marabou storks. Also whiteback vultures had either fed or were waiting for their turn. Even the smallest of fish is not ignored by this little egret. On the other side of the river, in the Moremi National Park, a number of exceptionally large trophy buffalo bulls were enjoying the juicy grass at the edge of the river. For an elephant to submerge fully requires a considerable water depth. This elephant is utilizing his bath to the full and seems to really enjoy himself. It shows that the term having fun is not only reserved for humans. When hippos are fighting, they inflict lots of wounds on each other. This keeps the oxpeckers busy cleaning them out and so contributing to the healing process. They also remove parasites. Some rangers or perhaps hyenas must have moved out of the water what was left from the dead hippo carcass. White-backed vultures, hooded vultures and marabou storks invited themselves for lunch.
Last night, a wonderful surprise with wild dogs roaming around near my camp, which allowed me to take some wonderful shots.
Some of the adult wild dogs seemed to focus intensely onto some objects on the other side of the river. However, there were only a few buffalo bulls grazing. There seems to be nothing too large for these most efficient of the African hunters. There were in total approximately 40 wild dogs. The youngsters had no time for prey spotting and indulged in all kinds of games. I regarded it as an absolute privilege to be so close and being surrounded by these magnificent creatures. I was told that dogs entered the camp area by moving directly through my campsite. What an experience it would have been to sit at the table and then this happens. On second thoughts, if they would have surprised me sitting at the table, the word surprise would have taken on a different meaning.
It is somewhat interesting. On the last day, one would expect to experience the law of diminishing returns, meaning that not much can happen what hasn't been filmed yet. But instead, I saw a giraffe this morning offering good footage. I had the ibis. And here at the carcass of the hippo, or what's left over, the vultures are still having a feast. These are all scenes which are worth filming. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the day there is still the one or the other extra shot in the bag.
I have to admit that birds are much more difficult to film than animals. They are more mobile and always on the move. On the other hand, birds are much more numerous in the Moghothlo area and can be an absolute treat for bird lovers. The trick with the breakfast cereals worked quite well again. It is amazing how many birds get attracted in a very short time by a bit of food thrown onto the ground. And another frog bites the proverbial dust and goes down the hedges. Away from the river, I found an isolated pen with some water still left over from the winter rains. It was deep enough that a hippo was still submerged in it. Water is life, and some birds were present, which I hadn't spotted yet near the river. The area was known for the presence of sable antelope. I had hoped for spotting some coming to the water to drink. But instead, and not disappointing, some rare Roan antelope made an appearance. They are a close relative to the sable antelope. A tranquil setting with plenty of water and an abundance of wildlife. This is the Moghothlo area. I'm certain that I will be back again.
Mm-hmm.